for the Landmark University Center for Research, Innovation and Discoveries second webinar in a series of webinars. You recall that last week we had our maiden edition, and the facilitator for that particular one was in the person of no other than the Vice Chancellor, Landmark University, Professor Adeniyi Olayanju. You will recall that it started with a topic entitled Research, Publication and Ranking, a reassessment of Landmark model. He did that immediately after the presentation of the Chancellor of Landmark University a day before then. What a good coincidence in the right direction. So today, we will be hearing from another House member of management that talking about the Director, Physical Planning and Development in the person of Architect Segun Olaonipekun. I am not going to let out what is about speaking on, though it has to do with infrastructural facilities. It is a kind of a reassessment of how far the Directorate had gone in the past 1 year. Recall that during the Staff Advance Program of the 2018-2019 academic session, he reiterated some things that must be put in place as basic requirements in terms of infrastructural facilities. You will agree with me that the basis for ranking of all classes in university, apart from teaching, research, and community impact, also has to do with intimate and intensive teaching environment that is conducive for learning and research. And of course, an international setting to serve as a natural habitat for the planet's most talented staff and students. Part of the infrastructural needs for a university to become a world university, a 24/7 electricity supply, 24/7 water supply, 24/7 internet facility, So it is not a mismatch. For bringing on board this morning, this great architect in our direction. But it is not for me to bring him up. Before bringing him up, I'm going to ask and request our amiable Vice Chancellor, who has been the helmsman driving this affair, in the person of the Vice Chancellor, Landmark University, Professor Adeniyi Olayanju, and who also double as the Chair, University Academic, the Vice Chancellor, sir.
Thank you, the Director, Landmark University Center for Research, Innovation and Discoveries. The Registrar, Landmark University, who also doubles as the Chair, Administrative Board of this great university, and my Vice Chair, the University's Central Management Board, Ms. Fola Oyinloye. Members of the University Central Management Board, who are mainly the deans and the directors, members of Senate, and our professors, members of the university communities, and every other person joining us from all walk of life. Let me once again welcome us to this great webinar, the second of its kind from the stable of the LUCRID. And I want to, on that note, congratulate you. What we are looking at is that of reassessing our drive of moving landmark to landlight of relevance. And in order to do that, it was our chancellor and the chair board of regents of this great university that once said, if you don't know where you are going, every other place will look like it. Wisdom, therefore, is knowing what to do and doing it. To the glory of God, we know what to do. And to the glory of God too, we have started doing it. And that is bringing relevant people to come and address us on the components that make a world-class university. One of such components is what we are looking at today, because that is the first thing that anybody coming to the university will see. They have been seeing people, they have been seeing students, but they want to see what is unique about your physical infrastructure. And there is no other person that can help us to speak to that than the director of physical planning and development, who is also an architect, Oluwasegun Olaonipekun. He will be telling us what are the physical infrastructures that we have on this campus. There's a particular saying that we are proud of, the greenery of Landmark University, the ambience, and honestly to me, that was the first thing I saw when I entered this campus. Whether during the day or in the night, Landmark is a beauty to behold. They'll be telling us what are those buildings that we have, what are other infrastructures that we have. But beyond that, how do we now maintain what we have in terms of maintenance culture? Because it's not enough for us to have big structures, beautiful structures, and at the end of the day, we are unable to maintain it, so that it will not be once upon a time. I hope individuals, leaders joining us, even on this platform, we also go and replicate this. If Nigeria can key in or try to maintain what we have in those days, using the southwestern region in particular as an example, if they have not dilapidated, if we have embraced maintenance culture, then we won't be saying all that we are saying today. And so without wasting our time, I want to humbly invite I want to congratulate the director, LUCRID, and his team, especially the 17 chairs and their secretary, talking about the sustainable development goals, the CIOM, and everyone that has had input to this. Once again, to all of us all, I say congratulations. As we say, come down with us, and we are ready to do you good. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, sir, Vice Chancellor. Next, we move to the presentation of today, and the title, as we've had, is Provision of Infrastructural Facilities, Requirement for World-Class Ranking and Evaluation, and to be presented by the Director, Physical Planning and Development, Architect Shegun Olaonipekun. The presenter, you're welcome on board, sir.
Good morning. The Director LUCRID, I want to thank you for the privilege to speak at this second webinar of the Director of LUCRID. The Vice Chancellor, Landmark University, the Registrar, Landmark University, our esteemed Deans of Colleges, the Dean of Student Affairs, the Chaplain, Landmark University, Directors, members of Senate, heads of department and units, our highly esteemed faculty and staff of Landmark University. This day, 19th August 2020, I count it a great privilege of God and the management of Landmark University to speak at the second LUCRID webinar. The subject of presentation this day is provision of infrastructural facilities, a basic requirement for world-class ranking and evaluation. I will go straight to the slides by sharing my screen. Director LUCRID, sir, can you see my slides, sir?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, sir. I can. The slides, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes.
The topic before me this morning, as
You can go to slideshow, sir.
Okay,
Let's
sir.
make it bigger.
Okay, sir. Is it okay, sir?
Great, great. It's okay.
Yes, sir. The topic before me is provision of infrastructure facilities, a basic requirement for world-class ranking and evaluation. This day, 19th August 2020, and the name still remains Olaonipekun Oluwasegun Ayatola. We'll briefly go to the subjects, to the definition of terms as found in the topic. We have provision, we have infrastructure, we have facilities, we have basic, we have requirement, we have ranking. And the ranking we're looking at is the Times Higher Education ranking, if I'm very correct this morning. What is provision? The act of providing or supplying something for use. What is infrastructure? The basic physical and organizational structures and facilities, e.g. building, roads, water, and power supplies needed for the operation of the university. Facilities, basic, an essential foundation or starting point or a fundamental requirement, or a fundamental requirement, a thing that is needed or wanted, a thing that is compulsory and a necessary condition. So some might say that from the topic we have this morning, that we are looking at the art of providing essential and fundamental physical structures, facilities, and amenities that is a needed condition for world-class ranking. Now to the founding philosophy of Landmark University. Landmark University's daunting vision is to be a leading world-class university by spearheading an agrarian revolution on the African continent through the exploration of hidden treasures in the mother earth, thereby restoring the dignity of the Black race. Our core values: spirituality, integrity, possibility, mentality, capacity building, responsibility, diligence, and sacrifice. My presentation this day will focus on the core value of responsibility. The responsibility: one, the provision of infrastructure; two, the use culture of infrastructure; and three, future pathways. Landmark University is a campus sitting on about 502 acres of property, and is bordered by two rivers, the Omu-Aran and the Agba River. The provision. What do we have currently as a university? Where are we standing currently? Landmark University has a Senate building, which is the central and today complex of the university that houses the office of the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Registrar, and other senior officers of the university. This infrastructure was put in place in 2010. We have the College Building 1 also that was completed in 2010. It's a 3-story office complex sitting on about 5,500 square meter land area. It's comprised of offices, drawing studios, laboratories, workshop, and a beautiful courtyard. We have the teaching and research farm, which is domiciled under the College of Agricultural Sciences. It has several farm houses, several farm structures, feed mills, pens, and layers. We have the engineering workshop, also completed in 2011. This complex is a single-story structure sitting at about 5,500 square meter, offices, departmental offices, general offices, workshop, and laboratories. We have here. We have the multipurpose hall, completed in 2010. The multipurpose hall has an auditorium capacity of 2,500 seats seating. Is an imposing structure that sits on 2,882 square meter. We have the medical center. The medical center was completed in 2013 with a land area of 1,581 square meter. The medical center has several facilities: the A&E, outpatient, dental clinic, ear, nose, and throat, ECG, physiotherapy, the pharmacy, and many more functions. We have the college building. That the second college building too was built and completed in 2015, was completed in 2015. It has a total floor area of about 9,445 square meters. It's a very large and imposing structure with numerous classrooms, seminar rooms, staff offices, 3 lecture theaters, courtyards, research rooms, laboratories, and conveniences. We have the university library, also completed in 2013, which houses the escapist circulation area, the exhibition area, archives, cataloging, reading area, reference area, ICT server areas, e-learning areas, and the conveniences. We also have support services like the university cafeteria, also completed in 2010, a 1-story building of floor area of about 4,700 square meter with a seating capacity of about 750 for student dining and eating. It has several areas: the dry store, the cold store, the cooking area, and several other sections in the cafeteria. We also have the university guest house, also completed at the same time as the university chapel, 1,737 square meter. We have the hall of residence. Currently, Landmark University boasts of 8-number hall of residence that can fully accommodate about 4,000 plus students, full residence. We have the we have the Daniel Hall, the Isaac Hall, we have the Joseph Hall, we have the Abraham Hall, we have the Dorcas Hall, we have Abigail Hall, we have Sarah, and we have Deborah. We also have the staff quarters areas in Landmark University. We have the professorial quarters and the sabbatical quarters. We have the 2-bedroom and the 3-bedroom typologies. Currently, as of today, Landmark boasts of about over 200 apartments. Other facilities in Landmark University, the secondary school, the nurseries and primary school, the commercial farm, the sport arena, the fiscal planning office, the university gate, power infrastructure, water infrastructure, road infrastructure. Now, those are the provisions thus far. Now, the next question is the use culture of the existing provision. What is the use culture? What is the culture? Some might ask, what is culture? Culture is the character and personality of your organization. It is what makes your organization unique. What makes Landmark unique? Responsibility, the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something. The use, the action of using something or the state of being used for a purpose. Now, all of these infrastructures have been provided. How have they been put to use currently? Are they being put to use based on the reason why they were put in place? Now, the responsible mindset, the mindset that we should have as esteemed members of this great community is the stakeholder mindset, the ownership mindset, and having a teamwork mindset in building Landmark University to a world-class status. Now, there are several use ordinances in Landmark University. Now, it's my interest to know that Landmark University is a no-no to private animal rearing. No faculty or staff is expected to rear animals in his apartment. Activities that will cause disturbance to the structures is prohibited. Paintings or markings of the internal or external building is highly prohibited. Now, spidery installation of cables all around the blocks of flats are highly prohibited. Yes, we have had reasons to install our DSTVs privately and all of that, but we are looking at the way of harmonizing this culture to have a mix and better arrangement of these spidery cables all around the residential apartment. Also, urinating and littering the premises is highly prohibited. Altering of prepaid meters to suit occupants' interests is highly prohibited. Installation of wood frames for window nets is prohibited. Only aluminum frames of approved color is allowed. That is, external window nets of occupants are strictly supposed to be aluminum frames and not wooden. Yes, we have a few occupants that have gone ahead to use wooden frames, probably based on the fact of urgencies and we're waiting for fiscal planning to come and attend to them. We will ensure that all of this is changed to aluminum frame because it is the Landmark University context. Now, spreading of clothes and mop on railings is not allowed. It's not allowed for occupants to spread clothes on railings in their balcony on their terraces. Occupants are expected to spread clothes on the clothesline or if need be, make arrangements for clotheslines behind their apartments around the terrace area. Of course, all allottees are supposed to be Christian. Drugs are not allowed on this campus. It's highly prohibited. Now, no occupant is allowed to sublet any space under any guise. It is only the office of the registrar, by extension, the establishment office that allocates apartments to all occupants. Now, disposal of refuse is expected to be done in a neat and comely fashion. Tampering of mechanical installations is highly prohibited. Breakers, distribution board under any guise is highly prohibited. Also, we should note, it should be noted that no alteration should be made on the buildings in terms of hole drillings for either gas installation, washing machine, or AC. For that matter, any installation to that effect, occupants are allowed to contact the asset office so that they can provide the user with necessary specifications and assistance for uniformity's sake. Now, we have several also ordinances in the Hall of Residence for students not to deface, tamper, bathe in areas not approved, tearing of mattresses, all of that, damaging of bunks, throwing of bunks from their rooms down into the courtyard, playing of football in the corridors is highly prohibited. Also, spreading of clothes on the line is highly prohibited. No littering, no urinating, do not cross lawns, no shortcuts, use walkways. There's no use of fireworks or burning of refuse, no violation of traffic regulation. This is a university community, and it's important that we ensure that we keep to the traffic regulation as a community. This university community has a speed limit of about 40 kilometers per hour maximum. Respect parking regulations. Don't park irregularly. You only park in places allocated for parking. No climbing on railings, no standing on WCs, or no brushing in public places. Furthermore, we should always ensure that we turn off all electrical fittings and fixtures when not in use. In our laboratories, in our offices, the classrooms, our lights, our air conditioners, laboratory equipment, switches, sockets, fans, water heaters, microwaves, kettle, and iron. It is on this note that I will humbly say that it is only a responsible, faithful, right, and appropriate use that will culminate to a reuse. If something is not used the way it's expected to be used, it won't be available for another use or a reuse. An abnormal use or misuse or inappropriate use would ultimately lead to a disuse state, no longer available for use. And anonymously, it is said that it is not the cost or the price value of an item that gives it its worth in the long term, but the appropriate use that it is but the appropriate use of that item that gives it continuous value. Once something is available for use as at when it is needed, that is what gives it its value, not the cost of that item, but the availability of use. Now the question is, how do you use the facilities? Responsibly, faithfully, rightly, or appropriately? Now we will take a recap of the last 1 year in summary. Now for physical infrastructure and development, we between the months of September to February before the lockdown in March, we so many things were put in the pipeline to execute as a university. But we thank God that we are alive and well this very morning. Amongst the many plans we had for the semester, the ones I've highlighted this morning, and some that for reasons of the lockdown and all of that, we are not able to execute. But the truth of the matter is that all of these things are future pathways to take landmark to a leading world-class status. Now, at the beginning of this session, we set out to put in place some strategic infrastructures. And then this morning we have a summary of a number of them that have been executed, some that are about to commence, and some that are still undergoing approval process. We have the new microbiology laboratory, a 56 capacity laboratory. We have 20 number offices for 26 number staffs that has just been completed. The CSIs and securities surveillance room, agripreneurship office, cattle cooperative and artificial insemination center, the waste to wealth center, water infrastructure, postgraduate foyer, and many more other things that were done within the university community. This is a quick look at the recently completed new microbiology laboratory. This laboratory is on the 4th floor of the first college building. It's a 50 seating capacity laboratory that has an office and 2 preparatory rooms and then a store. We also have 20 number of offices that have just been completed, fully furnished, just ready to occupy at the directive of the university management. When I mean furnished, table, chair, air conditioner, and all of that are in these offices as of today, the 19th of August 2020. We have the postgraduate foyer. He welcome to the School of Postgraduate Studies. We have the entrepreneurship office that coordinates the diploma program for for entrepreneurship for every student of Landmark University, which is the heartbeat of Landmark University. We have the Cattle Cooperative and Artificial Insemination Center, which is a novel initiative of the College of Agric as regards to artificial insemination and reproduction. Now, future pathways. Now, at the beginning of this session, also we also critically looked at the infrastructures in university and how to appropriately situate their existence and properly harmonize the use. Now we set out to slap the engineering workshop. We are awaiting commencement. At completion of that project, we will have the grand office for the Dean of Engineering, the college officer, and the admin officer, the college conference and seminar room, 4 departmental offices and admin offices, 4 number professorial offices, 8 number senior faculty offices, 16 number junior faculty offices. One might ask, what do I mean by junior faculty and senior faculty? Please permit me if this is not in accordance to the academic language. But when I mean junior faculty, I mean probably GAs, assistant lecturers, and maybe lecturer too. When I mean senior faculty, I might be speaking about lecturer 1, senior lecturer, and associate professors. Now, we also had it in mind, which is a major reason why the university is in existence, the student hall of residence. In order to create a better home away from home for the student hall of residence, we set out to overhaul in phases the hall of residence. And the current phase 1, we are awaiting final approval. Also, we have the plan to fully equip and furnish the lecture theater to the wing C. Currently, it has been fully equipped with the CSI's infrastructure. All that is left is the sitting infrastructure to make it a befitting lecture theater. We also have, as part of our future pathways, is to the phase 2 and phase 3 of the student hall of residence overhaul. Also, the lecture theater 1 upgrade and facelift. That's the lecture theater below the International Conference Center. Then also overhaul and facelift to all computer laboratories to standard and world-class CBT centers. Then also converting our rigid classrooms to flexible classrooms in tandem with best practice. Currently, we have somewhat of a format of a rigid classroom setup where the students are just facing one direction, and the furniture makes it very rigid for them to have small units of discussion. So the plan is to convert in phases our classrooms to flexible classrooms, whereby in less than 5 minutes you can have different discussion groups in a classroom, 5 number, 10 number classroom. Also upgrade of our seminar rooms to standard world-class seminar rooms. Then the broadcasting station, TV and radio, and also the completion of the University Sports and Recreation Center, which is to give a balance to the students and to the faculty, staff, and student life on campus, and also to have a sustainable work infrastructure. Another strategic high priority infrastructural development that pathways to taking landmark to a leading world-class status. Future pathways. Vision is action. The time is now for us to stop wishing and to start doing. Finally, this morning, I would like to take on the quote of one of my revered mentors, Warren Buffett. The past is waste paper. We should forget the past and take a cue from the past. The present is newspaper. Yes, we are studying the present to know what is happening. The future is a question paper. Let's come out of the past, control the present, and secure the future. What landmark is gunning for now is to secure the future. And what is that future? To be a leading world-class university. And we are going to surely get there because it is a covenant with God. The past is waste paper, come out of it. The present is paper, control this. The future is a question paper, secure it. And landmark is how to secure the future. And that future is to become a leading world-class status, a leading world-class university, spearheading an agrarian revolution, This morning, once again, I want to count it a great privilege. It's not a right. It's neither an entitlement, but a rare privilege granted me by God and an investment management to present this paper to us this morning. Thank you all, highly esteemed members of the University Management, faculty and staff of Landmark University. Long live Landmark University. Long live Living Faith Church worldwide. Long live Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The Director of Physical Planning and Development. We want to, you've taken us through the various facilities available in Landmark University and the way forward on how to achieve a world-class university ranking through our facilities. And also work in progress, those that are approved but about commencing, as well as those that are awaiting approval. Thank you so much. I love what you concluded your presentation with, that we need to secure our future. So I think that is something good and nice for every one of us as a member of the Landmark University community. Before I call on the Vice Chancellor to make his comment, I want to quickly of his linkage and grant office to take us through the question time. That's in the person of Dr. Drusi. As you are all aware, the international office linkage and grant management. Please, can you take us maybe within the, before that, sir, let me just mention this, that our presenter today, having done justice to this topic before us this morning, had actually helped us a long way in saving our time. And he was able to put everything together, imagine the number of slides, and was able to bring the beauty out of that presentation within 30, 35 minutes. I think that's a plus. To our presenter. And industry as well as SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities. So this is a clear call to other members of the university community, especially those that will be rolling out webinars in subsequent period, that let's ensure that our presentation goes or in line or in alignment with at least one SDG out of the 17 SDGs that we are running with as an institution. So may I request Dr. Dusi to take over within the next 15, 20 minutes to harvest questions from participants, and so that our presenter today can do justice to them. Dr. Dusi, sir.
Thank you, sir, Director LUCRID. We have some questions, just one question here. So I'm expecting other participants to send in their question. But if you have a question, can you quickly signify so that I can give you a number on the screen? And then I will call your number before I read the question. We have a question from the Dean, School of Postgraduate Study, in person of Professor Charity Aremon. But let me check, do we have a question from the participants online? Questions? Okay, maybe we are still waiting for, Director, sir, we have a question from DPPD. DPPD, sir, we have a question from DSPS, in person of Professor Charity Aremon. Let me read it. She said, dear DPPD, sir, looking forward, can we as a world-class institution consider partitioning landmark dust and trash bin into reusable and non-reusable bin, and so the label? DPPD, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm here with you, sir.
You got the question?
Yes, sir. I got a question.
Please, can you speak to that, sir, while we wait for others?
Okay, sir. Thank you, the coordinator, IOL and Grants Management Office. I acknowledge the question from the Dean of ASPS, and the question has to do with waste management, I want to believe. And then, God so good, we have a waste management center, and plans are already in the offing to do all of that. Immediately we are kicking off with recycling of paper waste, which we had a demo conducted by the Director of Financial Services earlier in this academic session, in turning waste paper to tissue. The reason why we have slowed down on the PET waste is because of the volume. The volume is actually generated when students are very much on campus. And currently, we don't have that volume to generate PET bottle waste. But for the paper waste, in conjunction with the Waste to Wealth Center, we are making plans for our auxiliary workers, particularly the campus keepers, to work hand in hand with the admin officers to harvest all of this paper waste and appropriately take them to the location for recycling. So that is how far we have gone. The recycling is not just limited to paper and plastic. It's about 5 elements: paper, plastic, metal, glass, and so. But for now, as a takeoff, we are looking at the paper and the plastic waste. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We have a question also. We have some question coming in from Dr. Ghana. He said, please, can you explain what you meant by rigid and flexible classroom? That's
Okay.
Dr. Ghana.
Okay, when I mean rigid classroom in a real sense is what we have currently in basically every institution in Nigeria. Also looking at Landmark University as the case in principle. Rigid classroom is where it's a stereotype classroom where the students are facing just one direction. Like we have a Landmark. The board is in front, students are facing one direction, and their furniture type cannot allow for flexibility. The furniture type particularly does not give room for flexibility. So you can't say students will go into groups to start doing a group discussion and come back and present. So we are looking at where we have flexible furnitures, where in less than 5 minutes, it's going to be good classrooms. Thank God we have the interactive screens now. All that will be left is to make the walls look standard, soundproof, window blinds to prevent lighting from disrupting the class. And the type of furniture required for such classrooms will give room for little group discussions, whereby the lecturer can divide the class into 5 or 4 groups and they come back to present. That's what I mean by flexible and rigid classrooms. Flexible classrooms gives room for discussions, mini group discussions, and presentations. Whereas with all the standard infrastructure in a classroom, standard infrastructure, I mean the interactive screen, the sound system in the classroom existing, not that it's being brought, it's existing in that classroom. I can talk from where I am. The light is perfect. The aesthetic is sound. The sound is superb. What is happening in a class is not interrupting the next lecture room. So it's soundproof. So that is what I mean by a flexible classroom.
Thank you, sir. We have some, okay, that's from Dr. Ghana. Oh, we have also from DCLR, that's in person of Dr. Agaptos. Let me read, he said, as an agri institution, is there any plan for a large-scale provision of water for sustainable irrigation farming?
The answer is yes.
Okay, thank you. Another one from Professor Owa. It's a good presentation, DPPD. More elbows to your grace. The first building structure of the university are due for retouching and repainting.
Absolutely true. Like I said, before March 23rd and thereabouts, as we had planned in this year's budget, we had plans to attend to all the first structures of Landmark. And we began with the Senate building. We moved to the cafeteria. Our next point of call was First College building. At our last inspection, about 3 days ago, I was still telling the DFS that DFS, this current budget still has this thing, but I understand the times and the season. The First College building needs a total external overhaul. The engineering workshop is going to get that when we are doing the slabbing as we commence. After the work is being done, the entire external envelope of that engineering workshop will be retouched. So we have in mind the First College building as mentioned.
Okay, thank you, sir. We have a question also from in person of Mrs. Diara. Let me read the question. Sir, how do we keep changing taps spoiled by overpressured flow of water as supplied by the PPD? I think it should be visited.
Okay, that is a noted question. We would look into the issue of the overpressure.
Okay, we have a question also from DUWC in person of Dr. Abimbola Oluyore. He said, in addition to the sport complex, which you mentioned, are there any plans on ground to develop a playground where children can visit with their parents so that they do not travel as fast and learning before seeing such? This also can generate some IGR. Did you understand the question, DPPD?
Very well, sir.
Okay, can you speak to it, sir?
Well, like I mentioned in my presentation, it's a university complex, it's a really sports and recreation center. So it's all encompassing. It's only if we want to decide to break that out first, because when I mean it's all encompassing, the rate areas in the sports centers give room for the recreational facility. So if we are saying that, well, in the now we need those facilities, it means that in the future, once the sport complex is completed, we'll be thinking of what to put in those raked areas. What I mean by areas, that's the base, the beneath of the sitting area of the sports center. The plan is to have those recreational facilities within those spaces. But should we think otherwise, it means that we have to locate those recreational facilities somewhere else, as recommended by or as asked by the DUWC for IGR purposes.
Okay, DUWC, hope you are satisfied with the question, with the answer. Okay, we have a question also from Professor Ajishegiri asked a question. Said, sir, I congratulate you on your presentation. However, is the need to look in the direction of using the water gift for the provision of potable waters for LMU instead of the present borehole and subsurface water exploitation. Are you looking in this direction with a view of bringing it to the forefront?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, probably it was not detailed in my presentation. That when I meant in future pathways, and I said water infrastructure, and that what I'm referring to. There is a proposal in the offering to have a central water treatment plant, taking or putting to use the water that is a gift to us from God. So in the interim, well, we are using the subsurface water and the borehole, but there's a plan to have a central water treatment and sewage plant using the water gift we have.
Okay, sir. We have another question from Dr. Okocha. This from Dr. Okocha. He said, sir, is there any easy format template to channel damaged facilities in the residential building for prompt attention?
Yes, a call through either to the office of the director or to the office of the estate officer or a memo is your only is your only channel to communicate your complaint. As easy as that. A call to 4040 or 4041 or a memo or a mail to dppd at LMU or PPD operations at lmu.ed.ng. It's just all you need to, and we have received a lot, and as approved, we are attending to them.
Okay, I hope Dr. Kocha, are you satisfied? Thank you, sir. Another question, again from Professor Owa. Let me read. It said, well is waiting for us in the dam. Years ago, I suggested that we support the stumps in the ever expanding dam. The stumping will enable us to do extensive real commercial farming.
Yes, Professor Ward, there are plans to, yes, Professor Wasa, my highly respected professor, there are plans to explore the dam for fishing, that's aquaculture, for irrigation farming, for recreation, that is canoe and boat ride. There are plans to explore the dam. The university is very much on top of this. There are plans to explore the dam. Everyone concerned, College of Agri, College of Engineering, Fiscal Planning, Commercial Farm, everyone concerned is receiving the push of the VC and the registrar to ensure that we explore this dam for a sustainable university campus.
Thank you, sir. We also have a question from Professor Ibikunle, still talking about the dam. He said, what are the plans to have alternative drinkable water supply from the water dam to the campus as an alternative to the borehole that are becoming old?
Well, like I said earlier, and I would just reiterate that there are plans to explore the dam for a central water treatment plant.
Thank you, sir. We also have a question from Dr. Kayode Obaniyi. He said, what are the measures that the PPD put in place to carry out a maintenance in the old quarters? Almost all the doors are out of shape. I have written to this effort, but nothing is being done. Please, we need your intervention. Thank you.
Well, I want to use this open platform to sincerely apologize to Pastor Dr. Kayode Obaniyi for the attention he has not received. But I also want to state that once we get complaints, we harvest the complaints, we fall search for approval, and we execute same. It's going to be very large to say, okay, let's attend to all the 2-bedroom, 1 to 12 thereabout, or 1 to 10, and each block has 8 apartments. So as they come, we attend to them. It's not a neglect. As they come, we attend to them regularly. Doors, kitchen cabinet, and all of that. So please bear with us, but also we employ you that still keep putting pressure on us on your requests. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. We have a question from Mrs. Dihara. Excuse me. She's talking about putting in place the recreational facilities as a world-class university in the staff quarters.
Okay, like I said earlier on, all of this is all encompassing in the University Sports Center and Recreational Project. But with the increased clamor for that, it might be almost needed that it might be a matter of need now to probably separate that, taking in consideration the peculiarity of Landmark University. Yes, one might ask, our sister university has this, but before they had this, they could easily get out of altar and recreate in the environment. But our case is a peculiar one, and Landmark is here in Omu-Aran, and then, like everyone has said, for us to recreate, you have to go as far as Ilorin, which is about an hour journey. So we would look into the issue of creating such infrastructures while we look at the big picture ahead of a complete sports center. But the question is, the question will now be us to take a poll or take a random census of what are these recreational facilities that we desire.
Okay, thank you, sir. We have another question from Mr. Oyeyipo. Oyeyipo Iyitayo. Oh, sorry for that. Let me read the question. Please, concerning room C004, at the new college building. I want to call your attention to the fact that the room is not in shape at all for use. The faculty occupying the office had rating, but nothing has been done so far. Please take note for urgent action. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I think if I want to know if I can recall, office C004, that is wing C. I think we are currently attending to a roof felting issue. If I'm very correct, it is once we are done with the work we are doing along that corridor, the link between wing A and B, wing A and C. The link between wing A and C is what is causing the damage to that office, if I'm very correct. Once we are done with the issues we are attending to at the rooftop, every other thing that needs to be corrected in that office will be corrected. If I'm very correct, that is a link between wing A and C. There's a flat roof that needs to be attended to. I think I've gotten approval for that, and it's being executed. I will ensure to follow up with it. I want to be that is what that is the issue in office C004. That's a link between wing A and wing C.
Okay, thank you, sir. We have another question also coming in from Mrs. Ogen Chuku. Okay, let me read the question. Is there any plan for the repair or replacement of damaged telecom in some residents?
Well, that question will not be directly for me, but I will speak for the DCSIS. I am sure there are plans to repair the telecoms in the staff residence. I am very sure.
Thank you, sir. From also Dr. Razak, HOD. Sir, are you aware of the roof leakage on the C block axis along the C13 and the HOD SOC office?
Yes, like it's also in relation to the complaint of C004. We are very much aware, and it should be attended to.
Okay, thank you. I think that's all the questions. From my own end, I have a question. Sir, can you look into the direction of this issue of paying at the Senate building if you need electricity, and then going to the base office to get the receipt or to convert your receipt to your meter to get your energy recharge? Can we make it in a place so that maybe where you pay, you do everything at once instead of coming to the Senate building and then going down to the base office? Sometimes it's kind of tedious. Can you speak to that, sir?
Well, I want to believe that the DFS is on this platform because he will also assist in speaking to this issue of payment and issuing of energy voucher. Yes, there's a payment procedure, and yes, there's a dispatch procedure. Now we are talking about harmonization of that procedure, and I want to believe that the payment procedure is in two fashions. It's either you pay at the bank or you pay at the cash point in Senate building. The only way that can be harmonized is if we have a POS point here, because I will absolutely not recommend a cash point here. So if at all there's going to be a point of payment here, it might just be probably a POS where you pay with your card, and we keep a copy and we submit that. So, but I think the DFS will be in a good position to speak to this issue as raised.
Okay, sir, thank you. There's a question from T.M. Fredo. I'm trying to check the question. Please hold on a few minutes. Pardon me, I did not deliberately skip your question. I'm trying to find a question because we have a lot of questions running in. Our participants, please Mr. T.M. Fredo, please can you resend your question, sir? I can't find it again, sir.
No, the question is about how does he communicate his complaint?
Okay, I can say, I think the registrar want to ask a question. The registrar, ma? The registrar, please, ma, you have the floor. If you have a question, you are raising your hand?
No.
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, the coordinator, Dr. Dunsin, for the handling of that session. And I want to sincerely appreciate the director, PPD, for the responses given so far. On this note, may I request the Registrar Landmark University, Ms. Funke Oyinloye, to come on board for remarks. The registrar, ma'am.
Thank you so much, the Director, Landmark University Center for Research, Innovations, and Discoveries. Let me start this morning by congratulating you for putting together your second webinar within a very short period. And let me also state that the webinars have been very, very impactful. I'll also want to appreciate the Vice Chancellor Landmark University, who has given the platform for the webinar to hold. So also let me thank the Director of Physical Planning and Development for reminding us again on the need for the responsible use of our facilities, particularly as we begin to look at attaining the world-class status. Yes, there are responsibilities for the proprietor base, for the management of the university total. But then we also have responsibilities as end users of these facilities towards sustaining and maintaining the quality of these facilities as we begin to work towards attaining the world-class status, emphasis particularly on SDG 9. Now, let me also seize this opportunity. Let me also seize this opportunity to state that there are several aspects of a vision that brings it to bear. There are so many aspects of the vision that we need to bring together to birth the vision. And it becomes our responsibility as a university and as individuals in the university system to play our own part to ensure that the envisioned goal of Landmark University is attained. It is on this note again that I want to say very big congratulations to everyone that has contributed immensely towards making to this program a success. And on this note, permit me to bring on board the Vice Chancellor Landmark University for his closing remarks. The Vice Chancellor, sir.
Thank you, the Registrar Landmark University and the Chair Administrative Board. Let me once again congratulate all of us, specifically the Director of LUCRID, and of course our facilitator, the Director of Physical Planning and Development. The summary of the whole thing is that we must embrace stakeholder mentality. It is all about OER. Own it, embrace it, and run with it. What a way to start. Now that we are sure of what to do and what not to do, what to use and not what to use, I think we are good to go. But not so fast when it comes to infrastructure. I think we need to modify the timetable in quotes, to also bring the director CSIS on board, just to consolidate on what the DPD has just presented. You see that some questions are tailored towards CSIS. So let us do a wrap-up so that by next presentation, it will be that of the director of CSIS to come and talk to us about the internet facilities, the communication gadgets, the digitization move that we are looking at. Let him also come on board. And so by the time we have looked at all this infrastructure, it will now be left for us as human beings to now begin to use those infrastructure to drive the vision of Landmark University. Honestly, I'm just too excited because I'm ready to go, knowing that we have put our hands on the plow and we have a proprietary base that is ready to back, be it invention, be it creativity, be it innovation, through some of these initiatives. So as a university, I believe we are on course. And so once again, we appreciate everyone that has been part of this. I look at the number of participants and it's beyond 100, 105, despite the fact that people are going and coming in. Even myself, I have to be in 2 webinars because presently at Covenant University, they are talking of grant management. So I have to be in and out of that. But of course, because we need also to look at the aspect of grant, our grants management group will also come up at a later time. And so we already know what to do. What is left for us is to do it. And I know we are good to go. Once again, congratulations to all of us, even as we appreciate the proprietor base for this opportunity and thanking God for feeding us with his hand and leading us with his spirit. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. My Vice Chancellor, we appreciate you, sir. To close us in this meeting, may I request Pastor Dr. Abimbola Oluyori to take up that assignment. Dr. Oluyori, sir.
Father, we thank you for today. Thank you for the presentation. And thank you for the blessings that we received therefrom. Father, we pray that you advance Landmark University via this series of seminars in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And we ask that the points that have been highlighted will be used by everyone involved and your name alone will be glorified. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' precious name.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, sir. Everyone, for your time, energy, and resource. The next webinar will be communicated to us in due course. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you.
I'm here to make you see how beautiful he is. The trees bow down and say, Migwar, yeah. Hustling man cause you fire. Jehovah Tibera, you are the God of fire. My rock, my shield. You've given me life. You've given me joy.